Hey everybody, welcome back to Friends Without Benefits. We've got a great show going on here. Lots of fun things we're talking about.
Up just doing fashion today.
Yeah, this is just too exciting. I just, during the break, I just learned all this different stuff. So again, I'm back with my co-host Donna Parker, my daughter Tava Barber, and Jill Dodd. So Jill, we were talking a lot about, during the break, a little bit more into your fashion world. So this is really exciting. So we just learned some pretty cool things about Jill.
Yeah.
So let's get into Tava and you guys talking about, because you both graduated from the same school.
Yeah, so you went to FIDM also.
Yes.
And you studied fashion design, right?
Yes.
And what made you choose that school? Did you look at the other ones, like was Art Institute around and all that?
No,
or?
well, I didn't know about Art Institute because I was in Los Angeles.
Okay, so you were down in
heard
LA.
of FIT
Sounds like the
in
West
New York.
Coast fashion school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you graduated around 82 or so? And
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 82.
That's
I started
really neat.
in late 80. No, I started in 81. I went all through 81 and 82.
Okay.
And you did the associate's degree, like
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
But I did visual communications, and I feel like
that's cool.
fashion design and visual communications are the people that they're either stuck sewing in the lab all day long, or if you're visual communications, you're stuck building sets all day
you
long.
come on building projects.
We're
That's
the
so
ones
true.
having the mental breakdowns in the library.
Yeah, and staying
Now,
up all
Donna,
night.
you're actually a good sewer, aren't you? Because your mom
Well,
had
I
a
used
sewing
to
machine,
sew.
and
Yeah, it's been a
which
long
is
time,
is
but
a
yeah.
neat trade that a lot of women,
Yeah.
don't know how to do anymore,
Yeah,
or
it's
even
being
sew a
lost.
button
It's-
on.
yeah.
It's being
But-
lost.
Yeah.
Well, and then the fabrics aren't the quality. It's hard to find quality fabric.
That's
It
a
is.
very good point.
is hard,
yeah.
yeah.
To where you can go pick it out and get
Yeah.
what you want
A
made.
beautiful,
Yeah, it's very tough to find.
well-made fabric. Yeah.
So how did
a good
how did you guys make it through your school? Because it was tough. I remember it was
I
tough.
cried myself to sleep.
Some of the projects she had to make. Thank God for her dad. Is all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I
it
feel
was
like
tough.
it just got progressively harder as it went on. I think the first quarter, I remembered thinking that this is not as like they told me you're going to go through hell basically.
They warned you. That's
yeah,
good.
they made me sign a contract saying
You will be in hell.
You might die, but we're not going to be responsible.
You will not
for
leave this program without
So
emotional
here's,
scars.
here's mom and dad going, great.
But the first quarter, I'm just thinking, oh, we're mixing paints, colors, and I don't know, we're just having a good time. And then
You got into
And
it.
then boom, it's set design class, it's drafting class.
Yeah.
We'd stay at school until it closed at 9 and go there before school started at 7. I lived there.
You did. So
We weren't
now,
allowed to do that. We had
Really?
to do everything
Wow.
at our house.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, we had to do everything at home.
did you live far from the school down there?
No, I lived in I lived in Glendale for
Okay.
part of the time, which was really close to Los Angeles, and then I lived in Downey, which was actually really close too.
Okay. So
yeah.
we had a hard time
I
with
had
the
to commute from
and then
Napa
Oh,
So
no.
what
it
was tough.
for the
Oh,
first
that's
year and a
hard.
half, and then the last 6
Yeah.
months I moved here.
So what I want to get into is we just discovered, and Tava, you can lead her in this, of the companies you've started. This is really cool. We've got a famous person here with your the brand you started. So
Roxy?
Roxy.
Roxy.
So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about how that all happened.
That was one of the brands that I started
That's
and
really cool.
designed. I did quite a few, but
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the one everyone seems
That's a
to
biggie.
know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
And then
so-
you were saying that, like, well, Tava was telling us how when we have friends coming from, we've had exchange students because Tava's always traveling all over.
Yeah,
And that's what they like.
Spain
Actually,
wants it.
at the time that I started it, I also helped the licensees. At that time, Quicksilver had, I think it was 20 different
Okay.
countries that licensed their products. Yugoslavia,
Wow.
Turkey, places that you wouldn't think that they would sell, young women's swimwear.
Okay.
It would be so hot there. But,
Sure.
I helped Australia with their swimwear line. I helped France with theirs. So
Did you get to travel to all those places that you
I went
were-
to France
Yeah.
for them a lot, and I went to Italy, but I didn't go to Australia.
Oh.
But it was really fun. But I approached them. I had launched Jag Swimwear
Okay.
in the 80s,
Okay.
and had a successful career there, and
Very
so
neat.
much fun. It was the best
Wow.
place to work. Oh my God, I learned so much. And
Roxy is still around.
It is
Super
yeah.
big.
Super big with like surfer girls,
Yeah,
like
it's still
Southern
around.
California people that are on the beach all the time.
And it's funny because, like Tava was saying, when we have students coming in from other countries, they
They're
know that
begging me to take them
to
by
get Roxy. Now, Quicksilver, is it are they combined? Is Quicksilver still around?
Yes,
right?
Quicksilver's
Is
the
there-
parent company.
Okay, it is.
And
Is PacSun under Quicksilver also?
I don't know.
No,
I
all the
think they may
surfing
have
brands,
bought-
yeah.
Sometimes they buy, they're publicly held companies with
Mm-hmm.
millions of dollars, and sometimes
Okay.
they obtain other
Sure,
companies, and
absolutely.
sometimes
It's
it
a
works
big-
out, and
yeah.
sometimes they lose on them.
Now, Tava, you were just telling Jill that you ended up where you worked. You can tell her about
Yeah,
the place you
everyone
had.
is seriously connected to everyone in
Yeah,
some
it's true.
shape or
Some
form.
way,
I
right.
With the
worked
fashion business.
I worked at Fashion File here in San Francisco. It's a showroom for designer handbags, and my manager is the daughter of, I guess, one of your coworkers.
We used to work out together, and they had a little gym.
That is
And we'd
just
work out at lunch,
Yeah.
a bunch of us.
That's too
And
funny.
great.
That's
do
funny.
cardio.
wow, very neat. So after
It's really
all
fun.
this wonderful fashion stuff, which is so neat, and you just really had a lot of great success with that. Now your son is coming in the picture. So
Yeah, actually, my son was 4
Okay.
when I started Roxy.
Okay.
So he was along with me through
Wow.
everything. Yeah.
Now,
And
when we
I
had-
didn't know he had autism.
that's what I was
at that
going to ask you,
time.
because we've had a few conversations about this. I knew that Michaela, was probably disabled from the very beginning because I knew that I carried the gene. So when
That's helpful
yeah,
to know.
and I could tell she wasn't talking right away, and she wasn't walking. She wasn't. I mean, it was hard to compare to Tava because Tava talked and told me what to do when she was 8 months old.